Chapter number 6, Life, Health and Disease. Life is the invisible, substantial, intelligent individual coordinating power and cause, directing and controlling the force involved in the production and activity of any organism possessing individuality. Health is that balanced condition of the living organism in which the integral harmonious performance of the vital functions tends to the preservation of the organism and the normal development of the individual. Disease. Disease is an abnormal vital process, a changed condition of the life which is inimical to the true development of the individual and tends to organic dissolution. When organic vitality are exhausted or it withdraws his transient material organism dies, yield to chemical laws and is dissolved into its elements while the substantial spiritual organism continues its existence. Power resides at the center, and from the center of power, force flows. The center of cell is nucleus is regarded as the center of force. Organic control is from center as a dynamo machine driven by the steam or some other force through electromagnetic induction energy in the form of current, the mechanical energy. Similarly, the central nervous system is a machine driven by chemical forces derived from which through electrovital induction form a surrounding vital field. Matter and force. Physical science declares that matter is indestructible. Matter is corporeal substance, the form of being or substance that is characterized by inertia, weight, or in general by properties cognized by the sense. Biological science traces matter backward from organism through cells, nuclei to the centrosomes, an organ found in protoplasm but usually only occurring in close connection with the nucleus. The surrounding field of the sphere of attraction at the center of which biology places the centrosome must therefore contain the life substance as well as the matter which the cell is composed upon which the attraction is exerted. The explanation of physics and biology serves equal well for homeopathy in its physical and biological aspect. Ionization is breaking of electrolytes into anion and cation is a solution in a chemical or mechanical process. The physical explanation of trituration and solution and dilution according to the scale of homeopathic high potencies and discussed as infinitesimal of homeopathy. Nature of disease. It can be proved by writing of Dr. Hahnemann. Theory of disease lies at the very foundation of homeopathy. Work's cellular pathology summed up his long lifetime of research and study was until recently the high medical authority on the subject. Pathology is merely life under altered condition. In 1883, Koch was sent by the German government on a special mission to India to study Asiatic cholera. He showed that it can be cultivated artificially in dilute gelatin broth and obtained in spoonfuls. Germs were the cause of cholera was concluded. Later on, Pettenkofer of Munich did not believe that the coma bacillus was the effective cause of cholera. To prove this, he and his assistant bravely swallowed spoonful of bacillus and none suffered from any ill effects. Concluded human intestine to be in favorable condition. Later, Metchnikoff of Paris repeated Peter Kunov's experiment He swallowed the cultivated mass of bacilli on 3 successive days, had no injurious result, conducted many experiments, obtained only a slight disturbances in intestine, institute, one individual acquired an attack of the Indian cholera which very nearly caused his death, and it put an end to the experiment, demonstrated the conclusion that Koch-Coma bacillus is really capable of producing true cholera with right condition exist. It was very easy to kill the germs in the test tube, but to kill them in a living organism of the cholera patient without killing the patient was quite different proposition. Hahnemann said this almost 50 years before all this happened. Proposition. First proposition is the disease is not a thing but only a condition of a thing. That disease is only changed state of health, a perverted vital action. Bacillus is the proximate cause of the cholera, but it is not the sole cause of chlorate. To understand what Hahnemann says means by the sick, in the first paragraph he says the first and sole duty of the physician is to heal. Third paragraph where he says that the physician should distinctly understand what is curable in disease. Paragraph 6 tells us that in each individual case we are to observe only what is outward discernible through the senses, that this consists of changes in sensorial condition or health of body and soul revealed to our senses by morbid signs of symptoms. Paragraph 7 he tells us that the disease is the suffering of the dynamis or the life principle of the organism, that the symptom by which suffering is made known constitute not only the sole guide of to the choice of curative remedy but are in themselves all therein is to be removed in effecting the cure. Paragraph number 8 where every perceptible symptoms of disease or suffering of the vital force is removed, the patient is cured. Patient can not be said as cured when the tangible or visible result of the disease are removed. Disease is said to be cured when the perceptible signs of the dynamis is been removed. Disease is primarily a morbid disturbance or disorderly action of the vital force represented by the totality of the symptoms of the patient. Cure from the homeopathic point of view consists the speedy, gentle and permanent restitution of health or alleviation and obliteration of the disease in entire extent in the shortest, most reliable and safe manner according to clearly intelligent reasons or principle. To remove some symptoms of disease and palliate other is not to remove or obliterate in its entire extent nor permanently restore health. Suppression or palliation of a disease is the removal of the external symptoms of disease by external mechanical, chemical or topical treatment. If we regard the external tangible manifestation as the all of disease and make them the object of treatment, we are likely to lose the sight or logic between cause and effect, overlook important etiological factors. Life is power which runs the human automobile, and he who would run it successfully and be able to adjust and repair it when things go wrong know the nature and laws of that power.